Hello, welcome to Mitts. This is Tom and Heather from Shadowfields.
Hi. Boy, do we have a surprise for you guys today. You didn't see anybody. You didn't see anybody, did you?
Pay no attention.
No, to the man in the gray. Oh my God.
There. We have
All
rats.
Right. You're so mean. Why do I invite you to Monday night in the studio?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Shirley
Tony.
and Dave.
Hi, Shirley. Dave, George. It's so important to us to recognize that George is also online. And we have some good news about that, but we'll just wait just a second.
Okay, we got lots of stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah, we do. So the big thing, last week we had Pollyanna open mic.
Yes, the second to last one.
Second to the last one. And I have to say, it was really busy. It was very busy.
It was so busy, we had to turn people away.
People left.
Because
left
it was
because there was so it would have taken so long.
Actually, there 22 people played, right?
There was 18 that played, but 21 had actually come in and
only 18 played. Are you sure about that?
Maybe. I mean, I have to go back and count, but it was very close to that.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I had to move some people around, and it was but honestly, it was a wonderful night. There's some people that will not be coming back to the 14th, which is our last night. And so it was just really, it was just a special night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so on the 14th will be the last one, although you're going to bring something, aren't you? You're going to bring something to this event on the 14th. You're going to spend some money, I heard.
I've already spent some money.
No, not on microphones or anything. Oh. What did you say you were going to bring?
I didn't say I was going to bring. I thought we would.
No. There's no royal we in this. You had said what were you going to bring?
We thought we'd bring like pizzas or something like that, and
free pizzas.
Kind of do a little bit of.
So if you want to come from, Ohio, you want to come from Tennessee, come from Rochester, New York, come from North Carolina, South Carolina, just to get pizza that Tom would.
Listen, I have paid
he would
for
put the bill
lot.
for that. He'd put the bill for that. That'd be great. But anyway, it'll be a really nice night. I intend to dress up in a Christmas costume. There was a double blink that you just gave me, and I don't think that's very kind.
No, why I was thinking of that. I had a friend. I have a friend.
You had a friend. I believe that.
I have a friend that at one Christmas party dressed up as like one of Santa's elves in green tights.
Was he the one that wanted to be a dentist?
No.
Oh.
Green tights were a little too tight, and there was no...
nothing left in the imagination?
No. It was all...
Okay, so no, I'm going to tell you, I'm not wearing green tights. I can tell you that. But that should be a fun time. And I don't know how many people we'll get, but it'll be a really nice rockin' evening.
Yeah. The final one, we could have... if everybody showed up, it'd be like 60 people.
I don't think so.
But we'll probably do one song and then we'll try to make another round or whatever. But
we'll do a sing-along. We'll do one last picture. But that's it's actually kind of an exciting night. So we would have not been probably going out for the next open mic for at least through January anyway, because of just all the holiday and everything. So
really?
Yeah. Because we didn't ever did it on the first night.
I have nothing going on, so
you want to do an open mic all by yourself. Anyway, so we're excited about that. December 14th. We expect people from Ohio to come out again. People Tennessee, North Carolina, Rochester, New York. But another great thing happened was that Dave Nared's song came out.
Yes.
So the ones that we'd worked on here in the studio over that weekend, there's one song that has just gone live.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Well, it's a song, and Dave wrote it.
Yes.
And Last Time I Saw the Moon, which is it's a wonderful song, and it's now available everywhere.
Yep,
so look
Spotify,
up
iTunes, Amazon.
Dave Nared, Nared. And I just found it on Amazon, and it's there. Beautiful picture of the woods and the moon. And
yep, Dave or Shirley, go ahead and post that.
You post a link to it in
Spotify
here
if you'd like.
And
but,
so that's number one. He's got 5, so now this would become like a regular thing.
I know.
Then Dave has to start working on videos and stuff like that. You always got to have, play it up big with video, right?
I think that's the hardest part, honestly, of songwriting is the marketing of your product. And we're gonna talk to our guest in the studio today a little bit about kind of what's happening, and he's got a release coming out, and then also so we'll talk to him about just the advertising and what all goes into that as well today. Anything that you've purchased for the studio? And you want to talk about that any gear before we bring on our guest?
I spent way too much. I looked at my credit card bill for the last month. Ouch.
Yeah. But I think that you just showed me the boxes that came in from where? France?
France. I ordered some boxes for some microphones that I'd previously ordered. They're expensive microphones, and I wanted to have smaller boxes because the case that they came in is gigantic, and I don't have room for gigantic cases. So I just wanted to have a box so I can stack them all up on the microphone shelves and be beautiful. So that came in today. They were very expensive.
Yeah.
And they weren't so bad until you put shipping. Shipping from Europe? France was like €70 just in shipping. That's outrageous.
And knowing that our dollar is so weak right now against the franc.
The franc, the euro.
The euro. Used to be a franc, right?
Right.
But yeah, that would be expensive.
Yeah, it was expensive.
I think it's the special trees as well in the Alsace-Lorraine region of France that cause for those to be so expensive because they're kind of hardy.
I don't think they were made in France.
They're like
just
Snowwood.
That the company selling them is in France.
Yeah.
And
it would be really funny if they're from China.
I would put money on it. They're from China, but I couldn't find, like, on Alibaba. I couldn't find them to order them up.
You bought them on Alibaba?
I said I could not find them on Alibaba. Otherwise, I'd have bought them for like $1.50.
You know what you can
from
do?
China.
They've got this new place called Ollie's. You could go to Ollie's Baba to pick up your next bunch of these.
And next up,
we're so excited to have with us tonight.
Well, we didn't even talk about our show.
What show? Oh yeah, sorry.
We just got finished Saturday night. We did a trio show.
It was really fun. Yeah, we had a great time.
It was kind of a little bit of a pickup show.
Tana Tap in Geneva.
Yep.
And it's got an amazing outdoor patio.
We did not play outside. It was raining.
But it'd be fun to be there in the summertime too sometime. So that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. And Tony
we met a lot of new people.
Did a great job with the sound. Mm-hmm. Came out great.
We had a few people there from our open mic that came out too. That was really fun.
Yeah. And plus all the grumpy McCowans.
Oh, I met a really happy McCowan. I was like, his face shone with joy when I met him. And I was like, you're a McCowan? Really?
You must be the ungrumpy one.
I didn't say that.
Everybody else in the family
Did I say he was happy?
You said he was not the...
He wasn't.
He was the ungrumpy McCowan.
On a spectrum, though, I think Tom's kind of in the middle end to happy. But
I think you are digging your grave right now.
But this relative was like super happy. His name's Jerry McCowan. Look him up. He's a happy McCowan.
Okay.
All right. So that was fun. And we're going to be putting out a schedule of our upcoming gigs and a promo video for us to send it out to some places that could potentially have us open up for them. So we're kind of moving off to single shows and trying to get into the bigger time.
Yeah.
So we're working on that.
But tonight we also have a guest.
We do.
That has a single coming out.
His face has been popping out over there. Did you even see that? All right, Dan Asio, come on over. Come on the official Monday in the Studio bench. How's it going?
Oh, walking and talking.
We had you in the studio. We were discussing this probably April of this year.
April or May or something. It was right around when we first started recording.
It sure takes a long time to record.
Well, you guys are honestly, it's about perfection, and you guys are both very much made from the same quilt or whatever you call it.
Just
you know?
one more harmony.
Just one more.
I've got this one more harmony in my head.
You hear the one harmony, and
it's
you hear
so great. It's so great though what you can do. You do have an arranger's mind, which is different than just songwriting, I think, because you're actually, you've got the lyrics that you're working on, the melody, but then when it comes to arranging, and you've got great friends. Talk to us about, you got your bass player that came in here, the drummer,
my homies,
your homies,
my home slices. I got Ben, who was the bassist in the first and only band I was ever in, but it was the band that like I was in for 7 years. It was what I was gonna do for the rest of my life. But he was the one who really inspired me to really invest in music, because I was doing acting. I thought that was going to be my path, and then got shoved into this band where everyone was phenomenal, way better than I was. It was like a stereotypical Red Hot Chili Peppers case where I could dance around like a fool and write funny lyrics and a melody, but these guys were speaking a completely different language. And
You
I was
dove
like,
into
well,
that.
I gotta catch up. So I just switched over to music. So thank you, Ben, for being the freshman bass player, because I was a senior at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just came in just being like prodigy.
Yeah, he is. He's really good.
Well, they always say never be the best. Never be the best in the room. If you're the best in the room, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because you have nowhere to learn.
Right.
So tell us about this acting. What kind of acting were you in? This is interesting. Like, are you talking Shakespeare or musicals or
kind of?
what?
Yeah, a little bit of everything like that. I was more into the stage plays. The musicals was uncomfortable for me because I knew I didn't really have a voice.
You were at
the time.
Yeah, you do now. You're dancing.
I learned.
How about dancing? Did you have to do some dancing as well?
Yeah, I learned choreography and stuff. So that's how I
got
rhythm.
Yeah. I
I'm
could
sure you weren't
tap
like that.
some feet.
Yes.
On
Other
time
feet?
occasionally.
Other people's feet.
Yes. So but I wanted to always do like film-based things.
Okay.
And then I went to COD and was starting to study that, and realized I didn't resonate with that crowd.
Yeah.
And it was right at the time where I started playing in the band, playing with other bands, meeting that, just getting engulfed in the community.
So you really
like, oh,
learned,
wow, this is way cooler.
So you learned kind of arranging on the fly, doing all of this, because I mean, you come in here with a lot of sensibilities about what you want to hear and how you want to hear it, and so where'd that refinement piece come from? Was it working in the bands?
I think, yeah, I learned a lot from each member in that band, and we also had different iterations. Members would leave and come and go, and so I learned a lot from a lot of different people. And then also, once I get passionate about something, I get obsessive over it and just become a bit of a nut job with it. And so I would just listen to everything and just
believe it.
I know,
soak
that's
it
what
all
I'm saying.
in.
You guys are two peas in a pod, honestly.
And
Like, it's fixated on this, and then you get that, you learn it, you dive into it, and you learn it and dive into it, and then you go deeper and deeper and deeper until there's as much as you can get, and there's nothing else left. And then you go to the next thing. Yeah. Yes.
But you don't want to. You want to keep dissecting it as much as, like, there's always another layer you could peel off. But yeah, I just kind of let my ear lead the way. I still don't have like that much of a extensive lexicon when it comes to music, even though I majored in it. A lot of it just.
But you have it. But there's you may not have the language, but
it's in there.
Yeah, it's
internalized.
Yeah, it may not be exactly what an engineer is used to hearing, but at some point it connects. And
well, often, artists will say,
"Hi, Shirley.
I'd like it to be more purple."
Yeah.
Or could you make it? What do these things mean?
See, that's where I'm lacking too, because I'm colorblind. So I don't know.
Are you really?
My purple would be something completely different to your
Is that
purple.
inherited?
No, not that crazy, but I do get messed up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
how you do with stoplights.
fine because I know the order. But on a bright day,
when you
sometimes that it's like, oh, that's weird. Is the green lit up? That's green, right? The other cars are moving. I'm good. Yeah.
You have to pay a lot closer attention than what we normally have to. Because to me, it's just color, react. You're like, okay, where's the placement of it? Okay, that's scary.
Imagine being a painter for a day job.
I know. Because you did that for how many years?
Probably about 8.
Yeah.
You worked as like a house painter and stuff like that?
Interior painting.
So did I.
Hey.
Right out of high school.
I might as well just leave now. You guys
People
are like common grounding.
People would ask questions and suggestions about colors. I'm like, nah, I don't know. I'll get it on the wall. I know how to make it look
and on the stairs and on the carpet.
Well, you could tell though. You could tell.
Yeah.
So is red a certain? Can I just dive into this for a second? So, what color are these red panels?
Well,
the red.
The red. That one looks brown.
That is brown.
It is? Okay, good. So it's in the most opportune times where it catches me. I'm like, that red house over there, and there's no red house over there. I'm like, I don't know. It's usually lights, shades, and different
variations.
All that stuff.
You should have said there's a red house over there. You had to keep in the musical theme. There's a red house over yonder. That's where my baby's staying. You have to get into the whole. It's.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's all blues.
Yeah.
Like rockabilly stuff.
Hendrix did it.
Okay.
Red House. That's what it's called. Red House.
And we've got a greenhouse.
Back when I was in.
Sorry.
Forgive me.
Yes.
Back when I was in high school. You know.
I would never have been able to know that, but he let you down. I'm just saying. Because
I'm
really.
I
mean, knowing that he goes back in the 1960s. Was it 1976 is when the real music started?
No, absolutely not. 1966.
1966.
That's when things
about 66 to 76 were.
That was like the epitome
golden years of really creative music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why would you know that? What do you do, and what's your hobby? Or
no, I'm just a nerd.
Are you?
I'm just a giant history nerd, born in the wrong time, old soul.
Yeah.
Have to do something when I'm not writing music. So what do? Research older music.
But don't you learn a lot more about current music or what you want to do with your music by listening to that?
Like how bad it is?
Well, no, just like the things that are happening within the music.
Yeah, I got a new auto tuner. It's massive.
Yeah,
we're gonna slam that on all your songs now.
Yeah. Hey, let us know if you have some questions for Dan, because he's going to play. You're going to play a song for us tonight.
If you want, sure.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Why not?
Why don't we talk about the song that's going to be coming out? Because you've got a brand new song that we've recorded here.
When are you thinking it's going to come out?
I'm thinking January 5th.
That's
January
awesome.
5th.
Yeah, so it's a month.
So Dave
from
has
now.
a song that came out today that was done here in the studio. And now
1 month from now,
Dan's got
that's exciting.
A month.
Yep.
Do you have a video that's going to come out with it, or are you going to put out the song first and then a video
put out
later?
the song first and then follow up with a video. 1, because timing constraints, and 2, as a nice little push.
Exactly.
A 1-2 push. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Been figuring out the whole marketing thing, how to stretch it out as long as you can.
Yeah.
So talk to us about marketing, because you probably have seen what other people have done, and what do you think kind of works well, and what do you think you're going to be doing?
Well, I see a lot of what people don't do.
Yeah.
And that's probably the more frustrating thing. A lot of people just do an upload and bail, just like dump and leave, and they don't do the follow-up. They'll do the preliminary pre-promotion, pre-saves, and make sure you stream it day 1, and then 2 weeks go by and they're back to doing absolutely nothing. And so that's what I want to try and avoid. And it's hard nowadays, right? Because it's easy to lose that momentum and that steam. You did all this work that nobody saw for however long it took. You poured your heart and soul into the recording and the writing even before that. And then you do all this promotion to build up and you get it out there. And I mean, it's a super saturated market. So it's just makes a little bump, maybe. And that's discouraging for people just starting to get into this world. And
it's apathy is a killer.
Yeah. I mean, it can be pretty devastating for somebody first doing it. And it's just more frustrating for somebody who's already done it before. You kind of, and well, I mean, what you have to do is just keep believing in yourself and keep pushing that song. Just because it didn't track for, I don't know, the first 2 weeks or whatever, doesn't mean that you just
they say
let
for
it go.
post, you really need to keep on posting out on social media to kind of, I know it's whatever the algorithm is, but it's when you post something, they've even said, go ahead and like and comment on your post. So you do it on your own, and then it has more chances. And you do it within the first 5 minutes.
I've created all kinds of fictitious names. I have,
but you
I have
can
45
like if you had
accounts.
5 or 6 sites, you could because that's what puts it up in the algorithm. But anyway, and you're supposed to put it out your new song like every month. You don't have because you're never going to hit the same people.
Well, sometimes a song could take years before it really hits an audience.
Yeah.
And actually, starts grabbing hold.
Yeah.
Just like a band, you come out with a band or whatever, and you might tour and you might tour and you might tour. Like the average, like for a band, not, like a pop singer, but like a band, they don't even start getting recognized for the first 10 years.
Yeah.
Typically, if you look at the statistics, it's 10 to 20 years of work before they actually started getting where they wanted to be.
Yeah. What's your grit level? Are you like a 2 on the grit score, or like are you a 10? Like are you gritty?
How much you can
withstand and continue to move forward, even though there could be apathy, or there could be like how well can you?
Well, I'm still here. So that's already past. I'd say a 7.
Nice.
After everything I've
that's awesome
done and worked on and been through, and see the scene change over time. I'd say, learning from history, going, being my nerdy self, going back into the 60s. There would be songs that were released in like March, and it would be a slow climb. It wouldn't even be on the Billboard 100, and then all of a sudden in July, they'd get a radio DJ that played it a bunch of times, and then it'd be like, oh, now it's 86.
Yeah.
And September is like, 57. And then the year after, it would be like, oh, here's a song about, I can't think of any like sound examples. There was an example in a book I'm reading where it like took forever. It was like a lot of Motown type songs that would be slow burns.
Yeah.
And they would just keep pushing it.
Yeah.
That's really what you have to do is keep it going.
The year later, it would be like a huge hit.
Yeah.
Well, also, you've heard it before about that persistence is a lot more important than talent.
Yeah.
If you have both, that's good. But a lot of people that are very talented just don't stick with it long enough. They get all their hopes set on this one thing happening. The one thing doesn't happen, they give up.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, there's a lot of things going on with, we live in a world of double-edged swords. It's great that the ease of access and the ease of, like pay however many quick little hundreds to download Ableton.
Yeah.
You can produce your own song, record it, and clean it up with all the different bells and whistles all by yourself. And then think that that's amazing because you're new and naive and ignorant. And then you push that up. And then everyone's like, yeah, that's all right. That's okay. And then you just get shot down. And it's like, oh. It's like, well, that was a great first song. You should probably have written 20 more before you release something. So I think that's one edge of it, is maybe people are jumping the gun with getting stuff out there. I'm 100% a prime example of that. Some of my early band stuff that we released, I'm like, this doesn't need to be heard by anybody. I don't know why we released it. It was just part of the process.
We have quite a few.
But it
is
is part of the process.
Yeah.
And, you just got to get after it and do it, whether or not it's going to be a hit or whatever, but you just do it because, what we always talk about, how do you write a better song? You write another song.
Yeah.
You don't try to keep perfecting the one song and keep doing it and do it and do it and do it. You write another song, and by the time you've written dozens of songs, you start getting better and better and better. By the time you're into the hundreds of songs, then you're crazy.
Then there's the point where you finally got something that is really good, and you believe in it, and you do have the confidence to spend time on shoving that down everyone's throat in a nice way.
Yes.
And I think that's where I finally have gotten to, is I've experienced the upload, do relatively good promotion after the fact and boost it, still doesn't really get anywhere. 4 months later, you listen back to it and it's like, wow, that was not that great of a song, actually. Or maybe the song was there, but the production maybe wasn't where it needed to be, or could have fixed this, could have tweaked this. And so it's you lose faith in yourself and also faith in the song. It's like, well, do I really want to keep pushing this to people? Is it really worth their time? There's so much out there. It's kind of that weird self-awareness thing that it's like you can't be too hard on yourself, but you still got to be hard on yourself. And then you get to Let's Go, coming out January 5th. Where you finally get something that's like,
yeah, it's a pretty great song. Yeah.
Finally. So thank you guys for making that happen.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Because it's been a struggle and a half. It's been.
But I think,
that's just the start of the whole thing, because you've got 3 other songs that are near completion as well.
Oh yeah, those two.
Plus another 4 or 5 that we had recorded, just a basic sketch of them so far.
2024 is going to be a great year for you. I can feel it.
Better be. 2023.
But I think you've got the grit, you have the connections now that maybe you never had before, like with all the open mic stuff and all of the places you've been playing. Maybe you have a lot more of the contacts now, and you're like, you've already promoted that you're going to be promoting. So you're already out there doing pre-promotion.
Yeah, I started doing that as like a joke. It's like, get ready, guys, I'm going to be annoying.
But that's awesome, because they're like, oh, I can't wait for, and a lot of people engaged in that comment, which was fun. You didn't, but I did.
Strapping.
I'm out there on social media.
I'm not really out on social media too much.
That's all. I'll take care of it.
But it's going to be,
thank you,
like my style of, it's just going to be me loving the song and pushing it out there. So don't expect any like TikTok trends or BS like that.
No.
Because that's another thing. That's so annoying. Stop doing the trends. Sorry, hot take. You all are bad at it. I love you all as musicians. You're all bad at the following trends. It always comes off as disingenuous. Well, especially when you know the people.
If you're following a trend is just a trend.
Yeah.
And by the time you've got onto that trend, it's over.
It's
somebody else is onto something else. Just be who you are, do your thing, and become the best you that you can be.
I've never followed a trend. Have I?
Oh, God bless.
I don't think I just follow my own trends.
Yeah. Because I see some people in the music community around here. I won't name names because I'll just say it to their face.
Because he's working with them tonight.
No. But I've told people before, it's like, knock it off. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop. That's lame.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, I get it. You have to put all the text and the videos and stuff, but like, stop. You're not a TikToker. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
All right. I know you. It's way more interesting than trying to be.
That's what they say, actually, is the best videos are the ones that you actually are just playing the song and you're singing it. You might do the back, the real stuff behind you, but it's you playing your guitar. Grace Around My Heart has got lots of views on it. And it's just a very simple video that we posted years ago.
That was a very, very long time ago.
It was a very long time ago.
Probably 13,
but that was a very
14
first
years ago.
Who are some of the
musicians who inspired you?
Who hasn't inspired me? A lot, actually. I'd say probably up there the most with songwriting would be Steven Wilson from Porcupine Tree and his own solo stuff. Very more in the prog sphere of songwriting, so it's not like your acoustic ballads. It's writing these, big epics. But he can also then turn around and write a cool acoustic ballad, but then he can turn around and write this cool jazzy rock piece, and then he can turn around and write this electronic little bop. And it's all just coming from his love of music, all of it. He's inspired by a bunch of crazy different cats,
I
like
actually
Kate
watched
Bush
an
and
interview
then
with him.
Pink Floyd, and then Depeche Mode, and it's like
he's versatile.
very versatile, and that's what I strive to be. And one of my favorite quotes from him is, because at this stage everyone's like, well, what genre are you? What style of music are you? It's like, I don't know. It doesn't really fit traditional genre parameters. I just want to make like my music. And he always says, like, I just want to make Steven Wilson music. I don't know what to call it. Don't pigeonhole me into a genre. It's just I just want to make Steven Wilson music.
Yeah, you're Americana.
So when he
so that's
the interview I watched yesterday with him, and somebody was talking about, do you have anything that you ever worked on that you'd be considering like a vanity project? He says, everything I've ever done is a vanity project because I'm not looking for affirmation or I'm not looking for the market to accept what I'm doing. I'm just doing what I do. Yeah. And if people like it, they like it. Yeah. But Porcupine Tree was around over a dozen years before they started catching on at all. It wasn't until In Absentia before they ever even started hitting, what was that, album 7 or something like that?
2001, album 7, I believe, yeah.
So,
and the label thought that one was a failure too. They dropped them after that. Yeah. But good point. Like, it's the bands that change and grow over time and learn new things and evolve. So like, Chili Peppers would be another great example for me. I know everyone thinks that they sound the same, but it's like, if you actually dive into their discography, there's quite a big
they didn't start out that way.
No, I mean, you go from punk, funk, just primal energy to more of a refined, funk rock, to then a more just alternative rock from the 90s to the By the Way album, which is, like their Beach Boys Pet Sounds, where it's let's just get weird and see what sounds we can make. And they just keep going, and it's great. Incubus would be another example of a band that evolved a lot over time. But I do appreciate bands that can really just hone in on their sound, and it's so unapologetically them, and they just can't escape it. Love Alice in Chains, like the grunge bands, the vocalists.
You guys should just really go out.
The vocalists of the grunge era. I'm just like,
too many. All
Lane
the vocalists
Staley,
of it,
Chris Cornell.
They're all dead. So there you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, so I know we're a little over time, but do you want to close this out with a song?
Sure.
Awesome.
Sure,
okay, you want to get out of his way?
Let's get out of your way. And you go whenever you'd like to go.
Okay, and then we'll close up here.
Close out after that. So here we have Dan Asio.
Should I just do Let's Go, or should I do one on the docket? Or
whatever you'd like to do. Somebody left a little skinny pick here. I know you like little skinny picks.
I don't like skinny picks. That's just always what I have available.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have at it.
Yeah. Do you have a capo? I'll just do Let's Go. That's the most probably comfortable for me right now.
Now he wants everything.
Be on the fly. Hey, I gotta be a needy musician, right?
All my regular capos are like are locked away in cases right now.
It's caveman.
I don't know where you want to go.
That's right.
Just down there.
Sorry for the delay
Dan
here.
Asio.
You can
give it up for Dan Asio.
Appreciate the the semi-gloss sheen on my bare head as I get this ready. That'll do. That'll do. All right, this is Let's Go. This is coming out on a Spotify near you on January 5th, unless the fates have something else in plan, but that's going to be the thing I'm sticking to. So it's about getting out of your own way and doing everything that you want to do. Sitting alone, contemplating my own behavior. Never once could believe that it was safe to receive a favor. But then you came along and got me out of my head and got me talking instead. And like an open book, you read me from cover to cover. I never thought that I was good enough to make it out. I was trapped in isolation. You said, hurry up. Are you gonna wait forever? It's out there for you. They say the world's like an oyster. Now here come the cliches. Do you got something better to say before you believe it? Do you really need to see it? Let's go. Let's go. Now every once in a while you would show me a style of envy. It was ugly at best and it left you with less than a penny. If only you could take your own advice and be free from the burden of things. Outside your walls there's an endless land of plenty. Did you forget about the words you said to lift me up? Do you mind if I remind you? You said, hurry up. Are you gonna wait forever? It's out there for you. They say the world's like an oyster. Now here come the cliches. Do you got something better to say before you believe it? Do you really need to see it? Let's go as high as the ocean's wide. The highest tide can be frightening. So why look down and scare yourself? There's no reward if you stop trying. I never thought that I was good enough to make it out. But then you came and showed me better. You said, hurry up. Are you gonna wait forever? It's out there for you. They say the world's like an oyster. Now here come the cliches. Do you got something better to say before you believe it? Do you really need to see it? Let's go. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's go.
Did you
1
hear
month.
us?
1 month.
1 month.
And Dan's tune's coming out.
Did you hear us doing harmonies back
Today,
there?
Dave's song is out.
I don't think I did.
Oh, you
We-
did. We were singing as
I was
loud
trying-
as we could.
This
I
is
was so
Tom and
focused
Heather from
on-
Shadow Fields with Dan Asio. And this has been Mitts. Thanks
Yes.
for joining us tonight. And we'll see you again
Thanks
next
for
week.
joining
having
us.
me.
Yep.
Thanks for having me. This was
Thanks,
fun. This is always
everybody.
fun. Thanks for
Good night.
night.